Welcome to the Morris Minute-ish podcast, where we explore the people, places, and events that make Alabama the heart of Dixie. Welcome to episode 2 of the Morris Minute-ish podcast. Appreciate everyone sticking with me as I'm learning the ropes on this. One of the things that I talked about is we're going to talk about people and we're going to talk about events. So very few events in Alabama are bigger than the Iron Bowl. I'm actually recording this the week after Alabama's 28-14 victory in the 2024 Iron Bowl. But let's go back and learn about one of the most influential Iron Bowls of all time and why it was influential. Let's go back over 40 years to December 3rd, 1983. Welcome back. It's now game day, December 3rd, 1983, and we're in Birmingham, Alabama, headed to Legion Field for the Iron Bowl. After last night's crazy weather, 9.22 inches of rain in one day recorded at the National Weather Service office down off Oxmoor Road in Birmingham, the weather seems to have cleared. There's still clouds in the sky and some passing showers, but for the most part, temperatures in the 70s with a dew point near 60. The only thing to kind of give you a little bit of pause is at around 11:30 in the morning, a tornado watch is issued for the entire area where the game's going to be played. But, I mean, how many tornado watches have you been through in your life? So you're off. Get in the stadium, you get settled in, and at 2:45 the game kicks off and the Tide and Tigers do battle. After a back and forth first half, you end up with Alabama leading 14-10 as you have a minute to go in the first half when the most important thing of the day happens. No, not on a field, about 45 miles away in Gainesville, Alabama, a little northwest of Tuscaloosa. A tornado is spotted on the ground, headed east towards Birmingham. So, as the teams head to the locker room, a tornado is heading towards Legion Field. Now, in today's world, everyone's evacuated from the stadium, the teams never come out, and it's over. In 1983, the bands take the field, and everybody goes and gets their popcorn and drinks and heads back to the second half. Well, the teams come out, and they have a barn burner of a third quarter. With 2 minutes left, Bo Jackson, Auburn's all-everything running back, rolls off a 71-yard touchdown run, but all the people at home are mad because they don't get to see it. Well, not completely. Because as the run takes place, a split screen happens on WBRC Channel 6, the ABC affiliate. Birmingham is now under a tornado warning. Now, I want you to imagine you're sitting in the upper deck, and as you look across at the western skyline, as the rain pours out of the sky, lightning popping, and with every lightning strike, you can see that ominous-looking cloud headed right towards you. Do you leave your seats? I don't know. Scores 23-20. Bama and Auburn battling. Alabama trying to win a SEC championship in the first year without Coach Bryant in over a quarter century. Auburn trying to keep their national championships hopes alive. You ain't leaving. You're going to sit right there. And as the winds get stronger, the upper deck shakes and sways. And the stronger rains keep coming. In the end, the glass that they have on that field called AstroTurf can't hold up to the rain, and both teams struggle to move the ball in the downpour, and the Tigers come away with a 23-20 victory as Bo Jackson rushes for 256 yards and 2 touchdowns in an Iron Bowl that could never happen again in a tornado warning. What's the rest of the story? Well, the rest of the story is that same cell that dropped a tornado in Gainesville that passed over the stadium, where God himself must have held the clouds up to keep it from falling on top of a crowd of people all gathered in a structure most assuredly not built to withstand tornadoes, kept moving and eventually hit a Winn-Dixie in Oxford. Killed 2 people when the F3 tornado, and yes, it is F3 back then. It was the Fujita scale, not the enhanced Fujita scale. As it went through Oxford, it destroyed a Winn-Dixie and killed 2 people. So what have we learned from this? I mean, obviously, 41 years later, we're much more concerned with safety, but we also have better ways of predicting weather so you don't get put in that position. What would you do if a system came up and there's 90,000, 100,000 people in a stadium? Where do you put them? Where do you go? We've been in stadiums and we've seen it when you have lightning delays and things like that. But it's always important to remember, in Alabama, in the South, tornado season begins in November. This is something that happened 41 years ago, but it could happen again next year. Something to think about next time you attend a game in Tuscaloosa or Auburn or Oxford or Knoxville or anywhere where we have the spinning walls of death shot at us. Well, that's all for this episode. I appreciate everybody taking the time to listen. I appreciate the comments. I'm going to do a better job getting this thing uploaded so everyone can see it and listen. If you have any suggestions or things you'd like to see different, make sure you leave a comment. And thank you for coming back to listen to the Morris Minute-ish podcast.